Hey kids, welcome back. We are going to be reading a story today. It's about firefighters and how teamwork helps them. Now, this story is a little bit different than what we read before. This one is pretty much a straight up going to tell you facts about something, and that is called an expository text. And those give you information, so it's not fiction and it's not made up, but it's something that's really going to happen. It really does go on in the world.
Yep, it kind of reminds me of our informational writing unit that we did where we wrote, informational stories. Those were mostly expository texts because we're just teaching the straight facts.
Right, and that's what a lot of informational stories are, is really just expository, but informational sounds way cooler than saying expository. Just saying. So here we go. This story is called Firefighters, Teamwork Counts. Now, by looking at the pictures, I think that they're going to be teaching us about what firefighters do to help us and help the people stay safe in the world. But let's find out. Firefighters, teamwork counts. When the alarm sounds in a fire station, the firefighters jump into immediate action. They pull on their gear, grab their equipment. They climb onto the fire engine. The driver makes sure everyone is buckled in and then takes the quickest route to the fire. So this is going to make, I want to stop and think here, and I want to think about what I already know about firefighters. What are some things that we already know about firefighters, Mrs. Callier? I know one thing I know is that they always rush into a burning building to try and save people. That's one thing I know about them.
I know that they have special safety equipment, like they have fire resistant clothing and stuff that they wear to make sure that they don't get hurt when they go in to rescue people.
Sure.
And they kind of mentioned it a little bit, but they have, that fire engine that has all their important tools on it. It's got the fire hose and everything that they need.
Yeah. And I know that they wear oxygen tanks so that they can breathe while they're in the smoke so they don't damage themselves.
Yeah, you can kind of see that in this picture, actually, right here. It's on his back.
That and the helmet to protect their head. You got the hose. That's what we already know about firefighters. So let's continue on to learn some more. Everybody has a job. No two fires are alike. Firefighters never know exactly what the situation will be when they arrive on the scene of a burning building. Is the building empty? Are there people to rescue? Once they get to the scene, they work together like one machine. The fire chief sizes up the situation and figures out the best way to fight the fire. He or she begins to call out orders. One firefighter sets the pump while several more pull the hose line. Another firefighter holds the nozzle. The firefighters are ready to enter the building. Sometimes they use the ladder to reach the upper floors of a building. Other firefighters enter with tools ready to break through doors and open up ceilings. Well, as I was reading this, I was thinking of some questions like, what does the fire chief do? I always personally thought the fire chief just sat in the building and made sure that everyone went and did their job. I didn't know that he went to the fire and gave out orders. And then some of the other jobs that firefighters do, what were some of the other jobs that they did when they arrived, Mrs. Callier?
Well, they really work together as a team. You can't have one firefighter trying to fight the whole fire. And I know I've never used a fire hose before, but I know that they're extremely powerful. They rush a lot of water at once. So there's no way you could hold that all by yourself.
Right.
So that's also why they work together, is to make sure they have control over their equipment. But yeah, I didn't know that the fire chief actually went to all the fires too. And he's kind of
he goes there.
It seems like he's like the teacher of the other firefighters. Like he kind of, decides what they're supposed to be doing and then tells them.
And it's his job, I would assume by listening to the story, it's his job to make sure that the other firefighters stay safe. So he has to figure out what's the best way to attack this fire and help keep the other people safe. And I'm sure his first thought when he gets there is, do we have people that we need to save? And then after that becomes, how do I keep my guys safe while we put out this fire and protect other people around us? So Everybody has an important job. And if you don't work as a team, that's when problems might happen. Or if we have a disaster. A disaster might happen if you don't work as a team.
Definitely.
Let's find out how the rest finishes up.
Veterans helping rookies. The veteran firefighters, those who have many years of experience, work with the rookies or the firefighters who are just beginning their careers. No firefighter goes into a burning building alone. Partners look out for each other as they make their way through smoky rooms wearing heavy gear. And how do you think the veteran firefighters help the rookies?
I think that they probably teach them how to safely go into a building, how to make sure that they're properly geared up so that their gear on them is being worn the proper way so they can stay safe and protect themselves. And then they just teach them the best way to do the job. I mean, I can give an example of this. I'm a rookie teacher, basically. And so I've had a lot of the older teachers at the school, and even you, Mrs. Callier, you have more experience than I do. You've helped me out with different things because you guys know stuff. So a lot of the times the veterans, people that know stuff, want to pass on their knowledge to the rookies who don't know what they're doing so they can do better. And I think that works in all jobs, but for the firefighters, I think it really helps them make sure that they keep themselves safe because they have a dangerous job and they need to stay safe. And by the older guys giving their experience to those younger guys that are, or girls that don't know what they're doing as well, will help keep them safe and let them become a veteran themselves down the line.
Yeah, because if you just sent those rookies in, it was all rookies, trying to fight a fire, it probably wouldn't go very well. My guess would it would end up in a disaster for sure.
Probably.
So the importance of training. Firefighters are trained in ways to put out fires and to rescue people, but a very important part of their training is learning how to be a good team member. Every year, firefighters take classes and practice skills that will help them on the job. Their supervisors and instructors remind the firefighters that it takes the entire team to put out a fire. The safety of everyone depends on good teamwork.
So there's that word again, teamwork. They just really want to make sure that everyone works together.
Yeah. I didn't know, well, I mean, I did kind of know, but I didn't realize that it was such a team-oriented job. Like I thought, somebody was in charge of this and somebody was in charge of this part of it when they were out fighting fires, but it really is everybody working at the same time to try.
It really is. Like they need to be able to do their stuff. And this story, just real quickly, reminds me of a story from my grandpa, because he used to be a sheriff in a small town on the other side of the state. And he always told me the story about how one day he had to go help fight a fire, and the fire chief was super sick and couldn't go. So he was in charge, and he said, it's the same thing as being the sheriff of the county, you'll be fine. My grandpa showed up. He drove the fire truck close to the fire. When he pulled out the hose, he put the hose through the fire, and the hose burned up. And all of a sudden he wondered why he didn't have any water, and he realized that he made a mistake. And the other firefighters were laughing at him and said, this is why we have to work as a team. So that's why teamwork works. I mean, yeah, that's my grandpa.
That's funny. That's kind of a funny story. Yeah, but it's good that his teammates or his veteran firefighters were able to, help him out.
And that's why you need to have that help.
Yeah, I really think that the author of this passage was trying to point out to us that, firefighting is a huge team-oriented job, and it's not, one person can't do everything. So if that's something you're interested in, I mean, you have to really work as a member of a team. It even says that on the bottom in the training part. It's not just you have to learn how to use all the equipment. It's, you have to learn how to work together too. So
true.
So we kind of talked about it a little bit, but in the comments, when you submit this, we want you to let us know what you think the author was trying to tell us. We sometimes call this author's purpose or the author's point of view. So what were they trying to say about firefighters, and what did you get from the story, basically? So when you submit your assignment, put that in one of the comments, and then we will look at it. So